Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at XRP and the overall health of the altcoin market plus a bit of Bitcoin. And just to let you know, I really appreciate people leaving comments on here, but I've had to leave every single comment under review and then go on there separately to accept you onto my comments, because I've had scammers pretending to be me replying to people trying to scam them out of money. So I'm trying to get a handle on that kind of thing, and this seems to be the best way to do it. It's a bit of a chore, obviously, because I have to go through the comments and approve all the non-scammers, which at the moment is about 50-50. Half of the comments I get are from scammers, unbelievably. But the worst bit was definitely people pretending to be me. Anyway, I will never contact you and ask you to give me money. But if you do want to give me money, join my Telegram chat and you can give me whatever you want. And all of that is in the description of the video below. And actually, I really appreciate those of you who sent me donations of the TWT token. I really appreciate that. Every donation is very, very well received. So thank you a lot for that. Anyway, let's get on to this, shall we? So Bitcoin, first of all, just a bit of an overview. Bitcoin has closed its candle body and opened this candle body beneath the 7 simple moving average, which unfortunately is a little bit of an indicator to suggest that perhaps we're running out of steam on Bitcoin, meaning that we could actually not break down, but consolidate from this higher level. If we do consolidate from the higher level, we do have many supports beneath us, but it's a little concerning that this is something that we have done today. So closing beneath here again today would suggest a further push down to these lower levels, talking 22,500 or maybe even 20,750. And if that breaks, then yeah, 20,000 flat or just below. So you can only imagine what that would do for altcoins. It would just demolish them. However, there is a silver lining to all of that. So before we start looking at that, let's have a look at XRP, the saddest chart on the entire market ever. Over the period of a few days, we have rolled over completely and crashed beneath all supports, and we've even basically come down to a full-on retrace from where we accumulated all the way back down here, basically before our first rally, where we first saw essentially a golden cross take place. So that is that's something that really cannot be accounted for. Clearly the news of the SEC lawsuit has affected this big time, and now we're seeing the XRP that we're all so very used to. Now, I should say, in its defense, we are still good to go on the market cycle, despite what you might think. This was the consolidation phase, and this is the accumulation phase. And if you remember all my videos that I've been making, I suppose, over the last few months, I have said that the accumulation phase takes place all the way from the bottom here, which would be 10 cent, all the way up to 80 cent, which is up here. And in fact, let me show you this. Actually, we'll just go on to Bitcoin dominance before I get rid of this. So Bitcoin dominance basically hitting this this support now. So we're out, and we've broken out of this trend, this descending trend, which has now become, I suppose, invalid because we're out of it. We're above the Ichimoku cloud. We're also above all major moving averages. So we've only got previous supports and resistances to go by, which means that the first one is going to be 71.2, and the top area of this blue box is 73.2. Breaking above there would be extremely nasty, and we would be coming all the way up here, and it would be demolishing alts. But in my opinion, I don't think that's likely to happen. I think that with the amount of profit that people are taking and making on Bitcoin, it's going to eventually cause a rotation when altcoins are hitting these essentially oversold lows. So there will be a rotation take place. But for the moment, it doesn't mean that it's going to just simply rotate. It could correspond to a dump, and this is something that I've been saying for a little while. An alt season can be in the wake of a dump. Now, we have obviously had a dump with alts at the moment because of the whole XRP dragging the market down. So there's been one dump, but there can be another dump. There can definitely be another dump, and this dump will be deeper and darker than the one that we've just had. And that is the sort of thing that will spark an alt season, because Bitcoin relatively strong throughout all of this, and alts extremely weak. So if they take another leg down, it would be almost rude not to pass up on that opportunity to buy. And then once they get going, they will certainly get going, because as you know, most alts, especially the mid to low cap coins, they don't need a lot of money to go into them to see big, giant, massive gains. The top caps maybe not so much, but the smaller caps are the ones that I'm most interested in. Things like Algorand, Holochain, FET AI, and Ocean Protocol. They've all come down dramatically here, and if they do go down any further, I mean, we're talking with those coins, with those coins, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw something like a 10x from the next leg down. So the next leg down, if there were to be one, would be an alt opportunity, not a Bitcoin opportunity, an alt opportunity. Anyway, what was I going to show you on here? So we were going to show, oh yeah, XRP, weren't we? On a longer term time frame. Which one did I do my analysis on? It may have been... Sorry about this, guys. I should have had this all planned out and set and ready. It's a very... I think it might have been on this one. It's not, but what I will do is I'll just show you essentially what I'm looking at. And why I say that we've got this area. So from top to bottom, this is the fib retracement from the absolute top to the absolute bottom. The bottom area of this blood cellar area is basically the accumulation zone. So we are still within that accumulation zone. So all the way from down here, all the way up to the top here is the accumulation zone. And when we break out of this, this is where the big moves take place. Don't expect to see something like this happen straight away, but we would expect to see substantial gains thereafter. And originally, you know, when I said that this is something that's happened, this is something that we're looking to trade on, I was saying that yeah, we can trade this one. There was a cross on the weekly Ichimoku cloud. Now we've actually got a positive cross on the monthly, surprisingly. Don't know how this will hold, as the month has not got a great deal left in it. We might obviously just cancel that out straight away, but if we are able to pump, which I doubt we are, over the next week to and above 43 cent, then this would be valid too, and this will be a giant continuation signal. But the biggest moves will be when we get and break above 87 cent, and that will basically allow us to start to make the big moves. So personally, you know, XRP is definitely in trouble, and me personally, not looking to buy it right now. When something like this happens, it essentially breaks the chart in the short term. All these indicators that I often use, and that I do use, are more or less invalid. Now we could look at this and say the RSI is way oversold, but the money flow index, however, isn't quite so oversold. We've seen worse signals than this on the money flow index, this one here, and where's the biggest one? This one here. This was a good one. So when we see these areas down here that are extremely oversold on the money flow index, that's when I get excited for a buy. Same as I'd get excited for a sell when we break out. So breaking down beneath this zone, buy, breaking above this zone, sell. And this is basically a pattern to be repeated. As you can see here, breaking above here, that's a sell. And where was the last decent buy? It was during down here, surprisingly, in that accumulation zone. Zoom in on that one. So I mean, what I'm trying to point out here is that essentially there could be another leg down on this one. Yeah, for some reason we got oversold around that level there, which corresponded to 18 cents. So I mean, those are the buys and the sell signals. At the moment we have not got one, so I could imagine this coming down further. Definitely, yeah, I could definitely see that, and that would certainly happen if Bitcoin decided to take its leg down. If it doesn't bounce from this zone, if it doesn't bounce from this zone, if it doesn't bounce from this zone, you know, we could be talking about significant retrace. And my overall view on Bitcoin is that it is definitely possible and could certainly happen, but it could come all the way down to this zone here, which is the 13,000 to 14,000 zone. It could happen, so don't get too overexcited about anything on cryptocurrency. You always have to be pretty much aware that anything's possible. If we would have said, you know, to the XRP Moon Boys while this was taking place, when people were saying it's going to go to $3, $4, $5, $10 by the end of the year, and I was saying I very much doubt it. I think this is the top. You know, I said I wouldn't have predicted this. I did, however, say that I would expect it to come down to meet this 200 exponential at some point, and we've now just broken beneath that. Breaking down beneath that would suggest to me that we're actually going to stay beneath it for the, you know, until further notice. And if anything's carrying on with this level, we're going to have a death cross on this one before you know it. Hopefully, the XRP won't become an indicator for the altcoins. We do still have Ethereum, which is relatively strong amongst all of this, but this is This is pretty sad and desperate times. Death cross on the 4 hourly, probably an incoming death cross on the 12 hourly, I'd imagine. Yeah, so similar to the daily. So the main thing to think about is that yes, there could be another leg down with Bitcoin, and then that would bring down altcoins even more. And at that point, then that would be a significant time to buy altcoins, absolute steal. And that's what my plan would be. I did buy back some last night, and I set up some trading bots on some pairs as well. But I've still left about half of my capital available now, to just in the event that there is another leg down, because it would be absolutely rude of me not to be buying alts at that level. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there, but thank you for watching. Join my Telegram, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a nice Christmas. Take it easy.